Paul Ross for nextlevelguitar.com. Today we're going to be working on some blues utilizing what's known as vibrato or tremolo. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not quite clear what makes vibrato vibrato and what makes tremolo tremolo. To me, they seem to be used generically and interchanged. Now, I know Fender called their deal vibrato. If you look at the old blackface Fender amps, it would say vibrato, and you would have a speed and intensity circuit. And those were kind of the industry standard that everything was judged on. You had some others that were different, like the tremolo or vibrato circuit in the old Ampeg amps, and of course the famous circuit in the old Magnatone amps. You could turn up the speed and intensity on those, and it would almost sound like a Leslie. Very cool sound. It's kind of hard to find modern amps that have a tremolo or vibrato circuit in it, and that's why there's a lot of aftermarket pedals. I know Demeter makes one, and I know Electro Harmonics makes them, but
Full Tone makes a great laser vibe.
Full Tone?
Full Tone.
Yeah.
Made in their company out of California.
Yeah. So you might want to check out all of those, or if you can afford it, get an old Fender amp. Like even the silver face ones up to a point had tremolo circuits in them. I'm using an amp here. It's a Vero amp. This is what I use when I play live, and this is my favorite tremolo or vibrato circuit that I've ever heard. I really like this a lot. As you can hear, it's a very lush, warm, deep, very smooth tremolo. And you can hear a lot of this style on Slim Harpo records, the old Staple Singers records. Pop staples seem to use tremolo almost all the time. It was a very popular sound in the late 50s and up till about the mid 60s. The thing we're going to work on first here is kind of in the style of Slim Harpo, and we're in the key of E. All right, and before I forget, if you would like a free video lesson that's not on YouTube, click on the YouTube text box below and we will send you a free video lesson with the corresponding ebook. And it's all for free, so you don't have anything to lose. All right, thank you. And as I've stated in previous lessons, I make my first position E chord a little bit differently than most people, so don't let that throw you. I know it looks kind of like a C chord, but most people finger the E chord like that. This is just the way I learned to do it. So, if you have an amp with vibrato or tremolo in it, or if you have a pedal, see if you can get something with about that intensity and that speed. Okay, so we'll start simply enough by hitting the low E string. And we're going to have this E chord in place. And we're going to lift our first finger off the first fret there on the G string and hammer on. So that should sound like. And then we're going to hit the high E string open. And then with our little finger, we're going to bring it down on this D note on the B string on the 3rd fret. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to kind of push. Just kind of be on the and we're going to, once again, we're holding this E chord, but our next note is going to be that E note within that E chord on the 2nd fret on the D string. And you hear how I jump to it? And we're going to repeat that phrase. And the second time we're going to wait and hit it on the downbeat. You hear the difference there? And that sets up the chord change. Now what I'm doing there, I'm going to an A bar chord, which you see is actually, it's basically like this. Now your finger is actually becoming the nut here. So, but you see these notes here on the A, the D, and the G, and the B. Those are the same, it's the same shape, same chord shape. So you're going to do the same pattern. You're going to hit that, the low E string. Now your little finger's doing double duty here. You're going to have to, as soon as you hit this note, that 7th note there, you're on the B string or on the 8th fret. You're going to jump back up and put this back in the chord. You're going to put it there on the 7th fret on the D string. You're gonna do that twice. You're gonna do that pattern twice, and then come back to the E. And I mean, you can follow that pattern through 1, 4, 5. You can do that. Just if you do that, like every time you. The first one is pushed, and then the second one's on the B. Same thing here. You can finish it with a lick like that. I'm starting by hammering on the 2nd fret on the A string. Okay. Open D. 2nd fret. 1st finger. Then back to the A string, 2nd fret, 1st finger. Open D. Back to the A string, 2nd fret. Open. 2nd finger on the 3rd fret on the low E. It's a G note. Now it seems like, I'm doing quarter notes here, but it seems like I'm leaving the 2 off. So like. And once again, mix and match. You don't have to be a slave to any particular pattern. And like I said, you can cycle through. You can do that pattern throughout the 1, 4, 5 progression. I like to break it up a little bit. When I go to the 5 chord, I'll go to that first position B7 chord. Instead of going to this B7th up here, I just substitute for this one, and you can do like a little, open A chromatically, first fret, second fret, and just fall into the chord. And then you can take your second finger off the A string and put it on the low E string. That's why I like to use that chord, because there's different things that you can do. Yeah, and so what I would do to get the timing right, just stay on the E chord and just go back and forth to the pushed E note to the one that's on the beat. And once you get that settled in your head, then you can practice it like that. So once again, this has been Jeffrey Paul Ross for nextlevelguitar.com, where we do have over 950 examples of various types of lessons, starting with beginners, intermediate, and on up through advanced. So we'll see you next time.